Hello, my name is Denise Stanley, Director of Real Estate Consulting Solutions. Today's information is on CPD, Continual Professional Development. New South Wales agents were introduced to a new form of continuing professional development on the 23rd of March 2020. What it meant was that the original Continual Professional Development, abbreviated to CPD, changed on that date. It changed from what we previously knew as points to hours. On the New South Wales Fair Trading website, it gives us all the details about the new period, which is from the 23rd of March each year to the 22nd of March the following year. That means that if you have a renewal, which is due any time between those two dates, just pay your renewal. There is no longer a requirement that you must have completed your continual professional development before your renewal date. So the requirement is that you must complete the appropriate CPD before the 22nd of March the following year. Now the CPD activities have changed from points to hours. And yes, you might remember that the points were accumulated by the number of hours that you studied, but this now has actually been totally removed and it comes down to the actual hours. So between March and March each year, Fair Trading will determine what is the most appropriate CPD to do for that particular year. So for the period 23rd of March to the 22nd of March 2021, you will need to complete what is referred to as the compulsory topics. And Fair Trading have set these as real estate reforms, including trust account requirements, 1 hour, rules of conduct, 1 hour, and risk management, as is applicable to the agent's license category, 1 hour. What they also require you to do is elective topics. Now, who is this for? This is for Class 1 and Class 2 agents only. So Class 1 and Class 2 are required to undertake the hours of training. So Class 1 and Class 2 for this particular year, you have 3 hours of compulsory and 3 hours of elective. The compulsory hours must actually be delivered by an approved provider, and they are people that are listed on the Fair Trading website. Elective hours can be undertaken by any type of provider that does actually deliver these type of activities. Because we had a transition period for the new continual professional development in the March 2020 year, it means that we have had relaxed rules for the first 12 months. And that is that business skill topics will not be required until after 23rd of March 2021. So for this year, if you are a Class 1 or a Class 2 license holder, you will need to complete the compulsory 3 hours and the elective 3 hours. And this is all listed in the actual Fair Trading website. So you can see that even stock and station agents will also undertake similar types of training. And what they're referred to here is that the Class 1 agent in stock and station must complete at least 6 hours CPD, including 3 hours of compulsory and 3 hours of business, as opposed to the elective. Now, as we move down, you will also see that there is strata. Most of these are all similar in what is required. The assistant agent, this is where we change again. So anyone that was previously a certificate holder, whether it was a real estate, strata, stock and station, livestock, they will be required to undertake what is referred to as 3 units of competency from the certificate for qualification. Now the certificate for qualification is now referred to as CPP 41419. The 19 being issued in 2019. So that is something that assistant agents will now need to undertake, and they will need to have completed 3 units from that training package before the 22nd of March next year. So remember, the CPD goes from the 23rd to the 22nd of March each year. So compulsory topics, Going through, it does actually tell you what type of learning outcomes you must actually achieve. We have assessment, so you will find that there is quite a varied assessment in the new CPD. Also too, with the rules of conduct, again, you have to have a learning outcome that actually determines these type of outcomes. And then, of course, risk management as well. So it is a very strict criteria to what it has been in the past. So you will find CPD online. It will be very, very different. Approved providers. So in this particular section, it does actually give you the name of the approved providers. Please make sure that when you go to their website that they are delivering the required topics, which is the compulsory topics. So all you would need to do is go into the actual website, have a look at what they're offering. It's also listed here. And then the particular company would have to provide all of those items that are listed in the new CPD. Also too, what you will need to do is understand there is no carryover of the compulsory CPD. However, some people have actually completed what is referred to as our previous elective CPD. And what they will allow you to do is for any particular points that you have had in the past, they will allow you to calculate 3 CPD points, provided this was done before the 23rd of March 2020, to 1 hour of elective. So this is only the elective CPD. And this is only in the very first year. Again, as assistant agents, you are required to complete units from the related certificate for qualification. And finally, the records. You must maintain your records, and this, of course, is both for license and certificate holders, and you must maintain those records for the period of time. So license holders, Class 1, Class 2, you must maintain the records for 3 years, while certificate of registration, while they're studying, will have to maintain these for 4 years. I would like to just note at this particular point is that the license holders, you will usually have your CPD, which will be required each year, and your license renewal will come up as to whether you have paid for a 1, 3 or 5 year. You still have to do your CPD each year. For certificate holders, now referred to as assistant agent, you will complete your units of competency, which is a minimum of 3 per year. And if you have a look at your renewal date, at the moment it is set at 2024. So that means that by the 22nd of March 2024, you must actually apply for your Class 2 license. And that is what we will call the actual pathway to you meeting your obligations with fair trading. If you do need to know a little bit more about the CPD, please feel free to contact me and I will assist you in understanding what is required. Alternatively, if you would like to actually complete your CPD with me, again, please contact me. Thank you.